some point in time, I feel like. I mean,
it's such a dumpster fire. Can you
it's
hand
an
me
absolute dumpster fire. But you know what? Cold opens, man. You gotta love them.
No, can we? Seriously. Oh, hey, we are live. Can you hand me, like, is there a pair of
Mute
headphones?
there probably is. Don't do that, because remember we had this problem last time.
Oh, yeah, I did. Hey, everybody.
What's happening? Hey, mute your laptop. Like a professional.
It is muted.
No, it's not. It's still playing music somehow. Like we're professionals.
You do the open.
What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to another weekly dumpster fire by your friends here at Technically Speaking.
Tech Talk.
My name is Greg, the laptopless wonder this week. This is my partner in crime.
Hey.
Scott.
Hey.
Peaches.
I have a laptop.
Yeah.
His beer's way over there.
Yeah.
But you'll notice there's one special thing about the beer this week.
Yes, we do have
Look
to
at
call
these,
this out.
like, just point that up, put it up
Here,
there.
let me see if I can get a little bit closer. Get a little closer.
Dope. That is
That.
dope. That is a custom koozie. And that custom koozie is brought to you by Darling Designs, Kearns. Excuse me. Oh, boy. I'm really bad. Oh, bad. Kristen Kearns. She's a wonderful creator. I will put all this information in the description after the video so everybody has it. But these are super dope.
Yeah,
and the turnaround time was fabulous.
I'm amazed. I didn't even, like, we had talked about it last week, and then, boom, they were done. So, like, real talk.
True story. My wife was like, hey, I'm going to do this Tuesday.
Yeah. And
Monday, Tuesday.
And they came that quick.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, real talk. These are really cool. I had no idea they were coming, so this was a really cool surprise. But I mean, they're awesome quality too, and I also love these little can koozie things too. I have some I don't know what you would call this, not monogrammed. What is this? Non technically speaking version of these, and they are awesome products. So.
If you would like one, leave a comment below.
Yes,
and you will buy one because I can't afford that.
And
they are not expensive. She did a wonderful job. They're absolutely fabulous.
Yeah.
I love them. So thank you.
Yes, big thank you.
Kristen, thank you. Again, I will put the information in the description below after the video because otherwise you'll hear clack, 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 clack from the MacBook Pro.
Because you have the loudest MacBook Pro in the history of the world.
That's a fact.
Also, we're doing some experimentation with the layout. I'm sure you may or may not have noticed. So over the course of the next couple of weeks, I'm sure that you'll see like a couple of different layouts. We're going to play with some things to see if we can't keep each other further away because I don't actually like being near them, and also foster better conversation.
Yeah, so we actually wanted to do like
marketing.
Dual mics and 2 laptops and all this other stuff. Then there was this, we ran out of time.
And pure and simple, ran out of time.
Yeah. Like flat out ran out of time. So this is we've got to get on camera right now. So we're actually more behind than I'd like. But hey, look at this cool stuff right here.
Yeah.
Hey.
How about that? Socials.
Follow me at Scott Peachy at Twitter and at Scott Peachy06 on the gram. I think it's what the kids say these days.
The
right?
gram. That's what they call it.
Is it the gram or the Insta? Follow me on Insta.
God, you're awful.
Also, the Tech Speaks on Facebook and Tech Speak on Insta as well.
I do nothing.
He doesn't do any of the socials, so it's always just me.
Look, the only thing I care about, I care about Twitter. Like that's
what's your Twitter?
My Twitter is at ominous hominid, and yes, that is a mouthful.
I'll always just like
deal with it.
Greg. Okay, so
yeah, so that is actually my personal Twitter. That is not like it's a stream of consciousness kind of deal with it. But I mean, I'm pretty PG about it. I'm not like a vile person. PG.
I am not. Be advised.
For sure.
Not PG.
No. I tell you what, the only time I get really nasty is when I'm dealing with other companies because nothing annoys me more than terrible customer service. So I absolutely leverage Twitter to go ham on some companies that annoy me greatly.
Delta.
Oh, yes.
Oh, the airlines. Unbelievable.
Yes.
I'm merciless.
Sprint.
I believe. Oh my God. I believe the term the kids
Sprint,
these days are. That's so savage.
Yeah.
You're so savage. Also, leave a comment or text me or Greg if the mic is too loud.
Yeah.
We had a bit of a microphone issue.
Experimentation. Okay, let's get into it.
Anyway, so today's show is going to be about one quick opening segment, we're going to be on Google Glass, Atari Retro, and what we are commonly referred to as Scott and Greg argue. Scott always wins. I won last week. Go surreal.
Okay.
Elvis overrated.
You got
I'm
you got
not wrong.
one.
I didn't know.
You got one right.
I believe I won the Eminem argument. I won the ghost argument.
No, you did not
I
win
won
the Eminem argument. There's no way. The ghost argument you could not have won because they're not real, and I believe that is firmly in my court.
Let's not forget the fact that I actually won the Howard the Duck one.
Okay, I'll give you the Howard the Duck one.
Anyway, after that, we're going to do something. We're going to call it the State of the Union, and I don't mean the union like the union that we live in right now,
like the United States.
That is a mess. Spicy.
I'm gonna stay out of that one.
Spicy.
But State of the Union for messaging apps, right? So
2 minutes.
Just kind of like we end up talking about. Like, for example, the messaging apps thing, right? So we end up talking about, like, holy crap, why are there so many messaging apps? And, like, what's the direction with all these things? What makes sense? What works? What doesn't work? So, yeah, rather than us just having a series of week-long sidebars where we just blow each other up via text message, we figured that we would just record kind of the live conversation as it happens. We have not rehearsed this at all.
Nope,
so
we don't rehearse anything.
A hot take on that. So we'll see what happens.
Preston, thanks for saying evening. But again, congratulations to Preston, who just joined the chat. I don't remember. That's like Preston Presto or something like that on Twitter. Sorry, I don't memorize that.
Prestone.
Well, okay, whatever.
No,
he made top contributor today for YouTube.
Oh, awesome.
Huge congratulations. Yeah. He is my guy when I do anything related to YouTube. I am always like, hey, Preston. Hey, Preston. He handles everything great. So thank you so much.
Big congrats, man. I attempted to get involved in the TC program for Android, and so I have at least a modicum of understanding of how much effort that takes. So, yeah, that's awesome. Congrats.
First rule of business, don't dump beer on it. I went there. Anyway, Google Glass Enterprise Edition.
Yes.
I had Google Glass.
You did. You had, hang on, how many Google Glasses? How many of you had 4 of them?
I had 4. They had some problems.
I totally agree with you. Now, the bananas thing,
Whoa.
those are $1,500 a pop.
I'm sorry, what?
$1,500 a piece.
That was the Google Glass.
Yes,
yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Like those were crazy expensive. You were kind enough to let me play with your glass when you first got it. It was interesting.
Yeah, it was.
It was not what I thought. So for anybody who doesn't know, and I can't imagine who those people would be. There's a big thing in the news about glass holes, people that were wearing glass. They were like single lensed glasses with a miniature computer on the side.
Yeah.
Right, Temple?
And it would get so hot. Yeah, it was right, Temple.
Yeah.
Hot.
And heavy.
I didn't think they were that bad.
I thought they were uncomfortable. I have a weird shaped head, I guess. I don't know. Sort of. Maybe.
Let's go with that. Anyway, the Enterprise Edition, I think The Verge or TechCrunch or somebody's like, Google Glass made a comeback. They never went away.
For sure.
They never went away. They became wildly unpopular where people didn't use them because they kind of broke and there was no support. Sure, but they never disappeared.
But also no apps, and I think that was a strong contributing factor to why they went away in the first place. But they were really cool. So you had like a single lens that you would get this overlaid, what you would call augmented reality, right? So you basically get this overlay over top of your vision, and you could do not much with it, honestly.
That's not
there
true.
Was what could
I listened to music. I could do when I was on my bike.
Okay.
I was able to. It would told me where I was going, how long I was going.
The navigation thing, I think, was one of the best arguments for having it. So you would
have
also
track my fitness because I'm such a fitness model.
You are big into fitness. I know this. Do you even lift,
bro?
So like you could the idea would be you could have Google navigate to whatever, and then it would just give you this map overlay over top of your eye. That, I think, was the strongest use case for it. That, and then maybe like some type of tie-in to Google Lens to where you could look at a sign, and the camera would look at the sign that was written in Russian or Chinese or whatever, and do the on-the-fly translation. Stuff like that. Awesome use case. Did they ever actually finish the Google Lens?
Google Lens is something different.
No. Sorry, Word Lens, which used to be a Google product.
Yeah, they did. It worked.
So you could do that. You could do the on the fly real time translation of text.
It would depend on the connection between your device and the glass, of course. But yeah, at one point you could do that. I don't frequently travel out of the United States, so it's like that didn't really help me. But there are things like I could see this being beneficial, and I'm glad that they're finally getting an enterprise edition to where they say like a doctor, for example, is live streaming open heart surgery.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense. They should do that for kids learning how to cut open a heart. That makes sense to me. They can see, I'm going to go to the periodontal artery and I'm going to make a 30 millimeter slit.
Could you point to the doll where that is? Could you point where that's located?
No. But he's going to... I don't know where I was going with that. Plastic surgery, could totally see that too. Like, hey... Yeah, absolutely. Plastic surgeons are all over Snapchat, by the way.
Really?
It's all over Snapchat. You wouldn't believe. I'm fascinated. Not because of that, you sickos. It is super fascinating.
I mean, do they...
They show it.
Are they snapping?
Oh, yeah.
As they're what? Are they wearing the glasses, I wonder?
No, there's... Okay, so there's somebody in the actual OR...
Okay, so it's not like the
it's
doctor.
Not
it's not the doctor going,
no,
hey, guys, check this out.
guys, look. No, it's nothing like that.
With his bloody gloves, he stops to like, tap out a message like,
good Lord. No,
so
it's not like that. But I could totally see that. Medical industry, 100%.
Yeah.
I could see it in like for now, the manufacturing area, like to know, like, okay, if I need to pull up a schematic for something, that's until the robots take over, but anyway.
It's happening. Please believe it's happening.
Soon
Artificial
enough.
intelligence and robots, man, it's happening.
Gonna be glorious.
So, like, so the cool thing about the quote-unquote new version of Google Glass, Google Glass Enterprise Edition, which I thought was kind of interesting. It's the exact same acronym, because the original version was the Explorer Edition, so it's still Google Glass EE, whatever. So the new...
They don't have to rebrand anything on the actual devices.
So the new version is a little bit lighter, better battery life, some new additional features, but what features those are kind of slim pickings. No one's really talking about it. And they apparently have these devices in the hands of about 30 different partners, I think they said. So ranging from like Boeing to some other like manufacturing type of things. I think one of the interesting things is this. You and I had this conversation on the side when I first read about it, but is this, in your opinion, the start of glass making its way back into the consumer mindset? So like we tried it in the consumer space, it didn't really work. Google found a home for it. So it's going to go over there. It's going to go into the commercial side. It's going to percolate there. They're going to improve it, add some additional features. Yeah, percolate, make it more gooder, technical term, and then like an advanced product is going to make its way back.
Nope.
No, you don't think so?
Mm-mm.
Not at all.
Not a chance.
Okay. Why? Like, why don't in light of seeing
if it looks
a bunch of augmented reality and VR stuff all over sort of all over the place, like,
but if it looks the same and it acts the same.
No. I'm not saying it's going to look and act the same. I'm saying that they're going to test exactly. Walks like a duck and quacks like a duck. They're going to test a bunch of features over in the enterprise area, figure out what works and what doesn't work, because that's a much more tolerant audience. When you get to enterprise software, we know this. When you get to the enterprise will deal with just about anything, man. Especially if they can get a good deal on it. Yeah.
No.
Exactly.
Not
so
today.
that's why I wonder if they're going to basically try out a bunch of crap for the enterprise, and then when things work, when they finally figure out what the working formula is, bring it back to the consumer side. Because I refuse to believe that Google's going to write off augmented reality. Microsoft is still in the process of working on HoloLens, which is an augmented reality device.
God, they're not going to ever get
mixed
that right
reality
now.
Or whatever they're talking about.
I don't know. Okay, do we beat that one? Or do you still want to go with it?
I got nothing else. I mean,
it's not coming. It's not coming.
I'm
to
amazed
consumers.
that you don't think it's going to come.
It's
back.
not coming
You of
back
all
to
people.
consumers.
Okay.
I know, and you know me.
Yeah.
Google fanboy.
Yeah.
It's not happening because not in its current instance. I just can't see it.
I agree with you in the current instance. I don't think it's coming back at all.
If it looked different, and it had, like, if I knew that I could have the Google Assistant, for example, baked into my glasses, and maybe I just clipped something small and the Assistant was right there, and I could just Bluetooth like if I could use my already existing glasses somehow and clip on the Assistant, I would do that. Maybe it's, I don't know, like a necklace or something like that. Hey, stay right there. You handle this. You keep going.
So the other one, actually, what's funny is this applies a lot more to me than anything else. The other story that we read about was the Atari Retro console that they're coming out with. So Atari announced, and I'll read it right off of the article here. Atari announced, I think it was last week, the Atari box, which is a retro console branded very similarly to how Nintendo's doing the NES Classic and now the SNES Classic, which I am like super duper pumped about. I am a huge SNES fanboy. That was my jam growing up, so I'm way excited about that. So anyway, so Atari started teasing this new product they were going to come out with at E3 this year, which was back in June. And the idea is that it's a Me Too product, right? So they're going to follow along in the footsteps of Nintendo, and they're going to release this overpowered, kind of miniaturized version of an Atari, complete with a whole bunch of games that are on it. Atari games are pretty small, file size, so they'll be able to basically fit the entire library of Atari games on there. They teased it in a YouTube teaser, talking about it would kind of look like an Atari 2600, so it'll have like the wood grain on the front, and I think they had another version that would be like black and red. But I thought the interesting thing was, not only is this a box that's going to be powerful enough to run Atari games, which, I mean, for anybody who has played an Atari game, Scott, did you ever play Atari?
No.
You never played Atari at all?
No.
Wow.
Nintendo was the very first thing I ever, the very first system.
I like your horse. Way to completely derail me. I literally cannot remember
I was like,
anything that I was talking about. I was just like, why do you have a horse?
So this is what happens when you have children.
Yeah.
And they should be sleeping.
Oh, yes.
And they're not.
I am
You get a horse.
well versed with that.
Well, so I don't know if you all caught this. Did you guys just catch the train that just derailed the entire show?
My God.
Last week was Greg with the beer.
Yeah.
This week is
a horse.
Friggin' Black Beauty right here.
But I love that. I love that the hair got put up in a little ponytail.
She did
That's
that.
Adorable.
She actually did that on her own, which is a really big deal.
Yeah. Holy crap.
God. Holy God.
This is what happens.
I don't even know if people are still
home.
watching.
Probably
Okay.
not. So I was really just kind of talking about the Atari box. So
you
have an NES Classic, and you like
Yes,
it.
I do.
like
and
it?
I love it. As a matter of fact, when we get done, we'll probably play Mike Tyson Punch-Out.
You think so?
Well, I mean, I know I will.
Okay.
I don't know if you can.
No, I can't. Because you only have one controller. And also, I don't feel like sitting that close to the TV because the cord is like this long.
Oh, I thought it was
OMG. What?
I thought it was because you had something you had to do after this.
Well, yeah, it's also because I got to go to work. Because,
Womp womp.
thanks for that. Appreciate it. Good friend. Anyway, the Atari box. One of the interesting things about the Atari is super duper old, right? The games are...
What did it come out in 82?
80s-ish. I mean, it was... I think the last version came out around the time that I was born. I was born in 82, so 82, 83 is probably that right area.
Nintendo came out in 85, right?
Something like that.
Okay.
I had a Nintendo, but I didn't really care that much about video games until the Super Nintendo came out. Like that was the first one that I was really old enough to go, oh no, I get this. I'm good at video games. I want this. So anyway, the point that I have been trying to reach towards ever so slowly, the console's going to be crazy powerful, like way more powerful than what you need to run Atari games. So there's talk about Atari is trying to license what they call current content to try and play on this Atari console thing. But nobody knows what that means. So they've talked about like Roller Coaster Tycoon, which I used to love that game too.
Oh my God, that game was so dope.
Yeah. So I mean,
Oregon Trail.
would that interest you at all in getting an Atari retro console thing if you could play games like Roller Coaster Tycoon? Depends on the price. For me,
It's
it
always
depends
going to depend on the price. And also, is the Super NES Classic coming out?
Yes, it is.
Because
that
I
is
will,
like
hands down, get that one.
it's
no question.
100% confirmed. It is coming out. I don't know when it is coming out,
I will
but
wait-
I
I'll
will
wait
wait
to
in
buy
line.
that.
Yeah,
I'll
I
wait
will wait
and
in
get
line
that
for
one.
that one. And they're already. This is totally a sidebar from the Atari thing, but there's already some patents and stuff like that are being filed by Nintendo around the NES controller, which is leading a lot of people to say, hey, you know what's coming next? A Nintendo 64 classic. Now that is another one that I would go hard on that.
The Nintendo 64 chain, they are single-handedly, well, not single-handedly, they're really predominantly the reason why controllers nowadays have 16 million buttons.
That's
When I'm
your-
playing with
yeah.
Mario, I don't want like the little yellow dots, like the yellow up, down, left, right.
Yeah. That
You know how hard it was to change the camera
That
view?
was- that was
oh
good.
my god.
those were the C buttons, the C
Wait,
pad,
wait,
if you will.
C-pen?
Yeah,
Oh.
I think so. A
Was
little
it?
bit of trivia. Yeah, pretty sure.
I did not know that. But
Yeah.
they had like a plethora.
Pepe, do you even know what a plethora is?
You don't even know. You keep using that word. You don't
old-
even know what it means.
Old movie quote right there. Old movie quote. Right
I
there.
don't
Anyway,
think you know what that means.
Yeah.
God, I'm all over the place right now.
Well,
that
so I
that
think-
threw me
wait,
way
hang on.
off.
Hang on. Super Nintendo might have had more buttons. Had 4.
There's
6.
no way.
Are you counting start and select?
Ooh, no. Well, he had the one. So you had the one in the middle, then obviously the A B. And then you had
Hang on. So you're talking
I'm talking the
for
N64.
the N64. So it
So
had
you
the
had
joystick in the middle.
Well, don't count the joystick. Take
Okay.
the stick out of it. Take the,
D-pad on the left.
again, the buttons. I want the buttons. Talk
Okay,
about the
cool.
buttons.
So I think it was A, B, and then the 4 C buttons. So
And then
there's
you had
6.
2 on the top, and the Z on the back.
Yeah, so that's 6, 7, 8, 9. The Z on the bottom. Super Nintendo had 4, 6. Well, start and select, but I can't remember. Did the N64 controller have a start and select button, or
No,
just, a start
just the
button?
start in the middle.
Okay,
I'm pretty sure it was just the round
so
start
I was like,
button.
I think that was.
I
10
could go
then
to
for the
Google.
Nintendo 64. Yeah, if only there was some way to look up this.
Oh, if there was a
information on the fly.
Google! Somebody
If
tell
only.
me.
Some form
we're
of like
lazy.
interconnected computer type of device. That you
If
could
only.
search for a topic and have it
had-
return relevant results. We need something like that.
What are we doing next?
I feel like that would make my life a lot easier.
moving
You wanna
Are we done?
Do the game.
All right, we're going to do the game before we do the...
I feel like I beat the Atari thing to death. It's interesting to me because I'm like the era of consoles that are coming out now are totally within my wheelhouse. Like that Super Nintendo, Nintendo 64, I'm totally jazzed about. I'm wondering when we're gonna see a Sega Genesis retro console. I feel like it's coming. It's gotta be coming. I was like, where are you going with this? Where are you going with this? Sonic the Hedgehog theme song.
Damn right. If anybody has something you want Greg and I to argue, leave a comment right
please,
now.
yes.
And we will go ahead and just, off the cuff, take it today, right after... Oh, you got to do the flip a coin. Bam, 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 bam. I'm probably... And now we have a copyright infringement.
Probably. Flip. Coin.
Yeah, that
I would
whole-
love to be able to say this out loud, but I don't want to blow up everybody else's phone.
I think we should totally do it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not. It annoys me so much. So when
The Burger King commercial? Oh.
well, okay. So taking it to a far left of field aside here. So when the Xbox One came out, I had the Kinect hooked up, which has camera, microphone, all that kind of stuff, and you could talk to your Xbox and turn it on and off and stuff like that.
Yeah,
there was a commercial that had the younger kid from Breaking Bad. What's his name?
I don't know. We're talking about
The guy that played opposite of
Bryan Cranston?
yeah.
I don't know.
Whatever his name is. So anyway, he was playing Xbox.
Make it up.
And he would
Make up a
out
name.
loud, whatever.
Bert.
Yes.
Burt McDragon.
Bert McDragon.
Stop.
You found a way to say Bert. Like that's Anyway, so this dude would, like, in the middle of the commercial, he'd be like Xbox turn off or something like that, and it would start the shutdown process for people's Xbox.
No!
It used to make me laugh so much. Anyway, okay. Coin flip.
Coin flip. Call
Ready? Me call it.
Yeah, you call it.
Okay. Tails.
And
We're flipping.
Flipping. Tails.
Tails. Okay.
I don't know what this says. I don't know if I'm gonna like it though.
Can you even? Yes. So stupid.
Which side do you take of Can You Even?
I'm gonna say that I can't even.
You
I
can't
can't.
even.
Can't
Why
even.
can't you even?
So
you odd.
literally.
So if you can't even, you odd.
Literally.
How often do you odd though?
Regularly?
Like on the reg.
On the reg, I would say probably every other day.
So on a scale of 1 to 11, you odd most of the time.
Most of the time, yeah. I would say
So you really
over
can't
50%
even
of
at
the
all?
I really can't even. I cannot even. I would say, okay, if I had to guess, like so if start of the month, it's, August 1st coming up, right? So I would probably I don't think I would even on I probably couldn't even on August 1st.
You don't strike me as an odd guy.
That's a lie, sir.
That's very true.
Yeah.
It makes sense you can't even. You're as odd as they come.
I am a weird cat. Let's be real.
That is
I'm
true.
a weird cat. But
I agree.
I own this. I embrace the weirdness.
I agree. The fact that
all of my work people are starting to figure out how weird I am now, which is kind of funny.
Welcome to the club.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm surprised. I can even all the time.
How often do you even?
I bet you I even.
Do you even right now?
Yeah, I'm even right now. I would say 88%. I would say.
Round it up. Not 89. I mean, that's like a weirdly specific number.
89, I'd have to crank it at the 90.
Okay, I got you.
Or if I'm not really feeling like I need to crank it to 90, I would crank it down to like 86.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I can't.
You can. I can't.
You can't even.
Okay.
I can. I'm surprised we took that as long as we did.
We did. I figured that was going to be like
people are dropping. There's probably like 4 people.
They're like,
watching
oh my god,
right
you
now.
guys are not even funny. Look, we
But we are even.
We Are you happy with that? Are you happy with that?
Sugar snacks.
I'll let you flip it this time. I'm trying to not blow up the. Oh, can you do that? Or do you have to? There you go.
Heads.
Your like the mic is just going crazy right now. You're like,
It's tails.
crap. I am drawing this one. I have not seen this one yet. Okay, this is hilarious.
Okay.
Maybe not hilarious, but definitely timely. Google Hangouts is better than iMessage.
Oh God. Okay, so here's the deal. I want to put this one on hold because this is actually we talk about what? What?
You want to try that again?
What? See, what happened was we're going to talk about the state of the union that is messaging apps, and this
Let's
is actually
address that
one of the
during
things.
that, yeah.
So I'm going to address this because.
So
Yeah.
what you're saying is you don't feel like you can accurately defend that position, so you're gonna punt. That's fine. No, that's fine if you're gonna pass. If you're like, you know what, that's too hard for me to deal with right now. I need an easier topic because I'm incapable. That's fine. Just say the words. Let me hear you say it. Winter is the best season.
Winter is coming.
Winter is coming.
I don't care about Game of Thrones.
Oh my!
I've never seen it. Okay, so I take that back. I saw the very first episode.
Okay.
And hang on, I want that because when
I was gonna put it over here with the rest of the.
I know, but I need to read it again because
Yeah.
I forgot what it was.
Winter is the best season. You're talking about Game of Thrones. You
Game
saw
of
the
Thrones.
first episode.
I saw the first episode where the guy okay, spoiler alert, where the kid gets thrown out the window.
Yep.
And I know that the
You're
kid
done.
doesn't
Yeah.
die,
Yeah.
and I do not do things
Well,
like that.
I was saying,
Like,
you and I don't do kid stuff.
No.
I have a hard time with anything involving kids being hurt. Or
I can't
whatever.
do it, man.
Yeah.
I'm just telling you right now, I'm a huge softie
Big
when it comes
softie.
to that,
Yeah.
and no, just.
Yeah. I'm amazed
Well,
that like
see now I'm getting upset.
So-
You made me mad.
so
The winter's
brother-
coming. I don't.
brother
care about.
brother and sister getting caught mid coitus. You don't care about.
What? Where did that come
That's
from?
the setup for the scene. That's the whole reason why the kid gets thrown off of the tower.
Oh no! Was that
You didn't
before
catch
or
any
after?
of that? No, that's the whole reason why. So Bran, the kid, gets thrown off the tower because he catches the queen, the queen and the
Did
queen's
not catch
brother
that.
doing stuff.
Clearly, I blocked that out.
They were
I also haven't
they were
watched.
being biblical. They
I-
were getting to know each other.
I also haven't watched anything past the Prime Minister and the pig in Black Mirror.
That's a hard episode to get through.
I saw that episode and I refuse to watch the rest, and I haven't to this day watched the rest.
So I
And if
watched.
there's-
I watched that one. I have tried 4 times now to continue to get through the one that is the Facebook-esque episode
Can't do
where
it.
we are so far left of field from what you are supposed to be defending yourself on whether or not winter is the best season.
I will do that. This is what we call rabbit holes.
Yes.
I don't even care. Winter is the best season, and it is no question that winter is the best season. The best season in the entire everything. Winter is the best season. It is one of those times where you're like, you know what? I really would like s'mores or ice cream or pizza or whatever it might be. I'm taking this a food approach. And you can do all of those things like ice cream, very cold.
Yeah.
But what if like the wintertime gives you the luxury of having a fire and not having 14 million degrees inside the house. You can have a fire, nice roaring crackling fire. You know what a crackling fire is like. A crackling fire though, you're like, it's like one of the best things. Like a nice wood burning fireplace that you have in the house. I have one upstairs. Put it on. Put a little Christmas music. You're talking to a guy that I listen to Christmas music in July. Oh yeah.
You do.
Oh yeah.
No,
I will
know
sing.
this. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Like
I will
know
sing
this.
I will sing Wham! Last Christmas right now.
I know you.
Last Christmas, I gave you my heart.
People are definitely dropping like flies.
No,
now.
definitely not happening because there's at least 2 or 3 people that if they're watching, they'll be like, "Yes, do it again." I'll do it again too. Winter, the best season.
You're out of You are out of your mind. You are.
I am out of something.
Factually, you are out of your mind. Here's how I know. No.
It's too cold. Put more clothes on. Don't go outside.
Exactly.
Get a blanket.
Exactly my point. You can't go outside because it's.
You can go outside. Wear more clothes.
Fine. You're right. You can. You are physically capable of going outside.
Yeah, you are.
At best, the best part of winter is when it's snowing.
100%.
It doesn't snow here very much anymore.
Oh, you're one of the. Sorry, I can't even go there.
No, what do you got, bro? Come at me, bro.
Climate change. Sorry.
It has not snowed, at least here in Ohio, where we live. It has not snowed that much in the last handful of years. It has snowed hard.
Do you know why?
Twice.
Do you know why? Because I bought.
Because Ohio sucks.
No, because I bought a damn snowblower, and
That's
why
I bought your old one, and it
hasn't done since, right?
Hasn't done
My
since.
fault.
I know, it's clearly your fault. On top of that, I also like to eat, but you know that food doesn't really grow in the wintertime because it's cold and everything's frozen. So now you got no food.
Go to the supermarket. Put your garden inside.
Where are you going to put your garden inside? I got an extra family room. I got an extra wing on
fish
my
tank?
palatial
I don't know if you've
manor.
ever heard of hydroponics.
Look at you with the sass. Like you're going to grow food in a fish tank. First of all, fish are gross. Super gross.
Then wash them. Not
fish?
the fish. The food you grow.
Yeah,
We actually have a question.
Yeah.
Nicholas. I don't know if you prefer Nick or Nicholas, so I'm going to call you Nicholas. Because that's what your name
I'm
is.
going to say that's what his name is.
Are you guys excited about any new smart home tech coming out? I'm always on Indiegogo, and there are a lot of cool gadgets. So,
boy,
Indiegogo,
man.
I love Indiegogo
Yes.
because I love the idea of innovation.
For sure.
I'm also really apprehensive because people have been burned like crazy. So, I go there just to see what people are thinking.
Yes.
But I'm always very cautious with my wallet because I got burned on coin. Does anybody remember that?
Oh my god, I forgot all about that.
I got hella burned on coin.
Did you ever get anything?
No.
You got nothing
I
from
got
that.
nothing.
So, okay, so that's the first problem that I have with like Indiegogo. What's the other? Kickstarter. I think there's a couple of other
Kickstarter
ones.
I'm a little more okay with, but you
Yeah, but it's the same principle
Alright.
where it's like you're checking out these products. It's an awesome marketing pitch.
Oh,
Like
yeah,
if anything, Indiegogo and Kickstarter is like that is the best place to go for quality marketing.
Well, it's
Like,
not
those
just
people got it down.
But it's
pat.
not just tech. You can actually get things like there was one dude that got Kevin will tell you this because Kevin tells me at work. He's like,
Yeah.
There's a guy who got a deck of cards crowdfunded, and it's like a deck of cards with some random thing on the back. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
And yeah.
I mean, I've seen video games that have been crowdfunded on there, and all that is fine. But the problem that I have is that there's no protections whatsoever for people. Number one, and number two, there's a lot of tech that gets put out there that is so science fiction sounding that it can't possibly be real because it's not. Like there's a whole YouTuber, you know who Thunderfoot is? Have you ever seen any of his? Okay, so awesome. I'll show you this channel afterwards. There's this awesome guy on YouTube called Thunderfoot, and that's Foot, where the O's are 2 zeros, by the way. And he has a ton of content where all he does is go through Kickstarter, like all these popular sounding campaigns that go through Kickstarter and Indiegogo, and debunk them, because it is very easy to just take some basic science and physics and just say, like, it's not physically possible. There's this scuba rebreather that somebody was trying to produce where you can have
yeah.
And all you had to do is just do some very basic math and go, it is literally not physically possible for you to extract oxygen out of the ocean in the way that a fish does, because you need a lot more oxygen than a fish. Go figure, you're bigger. So that's a problem I have.
Like are you an anatomy guy? You know, figure you're bigger. Picking a fight.
Well, try to. Yeah, what do you got? You're bigger than a fish.
Are you ready? Ready?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you're
Mayweather.
I hate you.
Boom!
Let's answer the gentleman's question first of all. Home automation products that I've seen on Indiegogo.
Well, smart home, not necessarily home automation. But
Okay,
I
sorry.
like where your head's
Smart
at.
home.
I
consider
for
them
one,
the same.
right now, am looking at things related to sleep.
Yeah,
I don't
feel
get
like that's
enough
gonna
of
be
it,
the- yeah.
and I don't think I get.
I don't sleep.
When I do sleep, it's not quality. I'm watching things like, hey, let me rate how well your sleeping is. Let me make sure that the temperature of your actual bed is regulated enough. So I'm really looking at kind of that market right now, because I'd really like to make my sleep better.
Yeah.
And if I can get more data as to why my sleep's not good, I can make things better. Perhaps what people should do is sleep in the wintertime. Because when it's cold out,
okay.
you can sleep better because you're under covers.
No.
And that's why winter is the best.
You sleep better.
Winter
when
is the
it's
best
cold.
season. We got one more, and then we're doing.
I hate
swear
you
to
so
God.
much for that. That came out of left field. It was like an open palm slap when I'm not expecting it. Because I begrudgingly agree with you on that one. I sleep amazing in the wintertime. My wife loves to, if not leave the windows open, well past the point when it makes sense. We're talking like October, November. Windows
Perfect.
are probably still open. It is
Perfect.
freezing in the house, but you sleep like a baby.
Oh my God, it's the greatest. It's the greatest.
I do not like the winter. I love summertime. I love everything about the summer. I don't care if it's hot or not.
Summertime's too hot.
I love the sunshine and the birds and the trees.
The sun shines in winter. What do you think? The sun just never comes up?
Yes, we're in Ohio. It never comes out. It is gray for like 9.5 months out of the year, and then the sun briefly shows up for the springtime and a little bit in the summertime, and then it's like, I've had enough of this. Ohio sucks. I'm going back south. That's what happens. Factual statement. Look it up. Real talk.
Are you done?
Yeah, I'm good.
I cut you off all the time.
You
and I'm
do.
so sorry. I'm so sorry. Like, I've got to get better.
Like,
I've got to get better about it.
The whole time I'm talking, I was expecting you to cut me off.
No,
and
I was
you
going to let
never-
you. No,
I'm
no.
like, save me, Scott. Help me.
I'm
Obi-Wan
going to let you
Kenobi, you're
keep,
my only choice. Only choice. Only choice.
Tech channel. I'm picking this one.
Okay, what do you got? Short answers. I got nothing on Indiegogo that I really care about. I avoid it like the plague. But I do like the idea that Google Home and stuff like that has to offer. What do we got? Oh man, I hope my wife is watching. Friends, the TV show, is overrated.
You need to be real careful here. Real careful.
Okay.
And not because of your wife. I'm telling you right now, if I don't have all my DVDs here.
Oh, I know. I know you're a super fan.
Yes.
Oh, I know you're a super fan. My wife, also super fan.
I'm sure she knows more than I do because I can't remember anything.
She has...
I have all of them.
Yeah, she
on
does too.
DVD.
I think she might even have duplicates because she's that much of a super duper
So
dork Friends fan.
tread lightly, my man. Tread lightly.
So I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to take the position that Friends is for sure overrated.
Okay. I said to the company that I work for, one of the SVPs, that Friends was better than MASH.
Okay.
And then he made fun of me. It was awesome.
Well, I mean, accurate statement. I mean,
Which part? Friends is better. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I got it. I got the Friends is better. It's cool. You agreed with me.
I would absolutely make fun of you for that.
No, it's fine.
I think
MASH not as good.
No, I think MASH is absolutely better. But so the topic though is that Friends is overrated.
Not.
I mean, I also think Seinfeld is stupid though. So I lump all of those shows into shows that are really about nothing. First of all, that was
Seinfeld's thing. It was a show about nothing.
Well,
wasn't there an actual title of an episode that said this is a show about nothing?
So I think there was a statement sometime later that said Seinfeld is actually about something else, which would be really cool if I could remember what the something else was, but I don't. So moving right along, Friends paints an inaccurate picture of life in New York. Think about how humongous that apartment was that would cost like $5 bazillion, and then there's like a chick that works in a coffee shop part-time.
Okay, so clearly you haven't watched all the episodes. Because they explain why that apartment costs the way that it does. Explain where it comes from, and that can be very
naked dude across the way. Is that why, or something, or is it?
It can be very easily explained.
Okay, what
Monica?
Stupid. Yep.
And Ross's grandmother. That apartment. It's a family thing. That's how it first got started. And the reason that the rent was because
it's a cop-out excuse for why they would have such a huge apartment in the middle of downtown Manhattan.
No.
It's a terrible show.
No. The last season, when, in case somebody hasn't watched all of Friends and you're planning on it, this is a spoiler, when Monica...
Hang on. If you haven't watched all of Friends by this point, you're not going to. Just
when Monica and Chandler adopted the child...
Okay. I didn't know they did that.
This just makes my
spoiler alert, bro.
I said it.
Yeah.
This just makes my argument that much better. Because when they had the child and they talked about how this first brought you home, this, that, and the other, Chandler tells the child, and the reason we could expand this because of rent control. So this was a friggin' steal. That was the exact line. Friggin' steal.
Friggin'. 2 G's, not one.
Friggin' G.
Yeah.
Friggin' G. Friggin' deal. Steal. That's what it was.
Yeah.
You threw me off.
You're welcome.
I almost cursed there.
Yeah, I
Now,
know.
that was a hot one. That was a bit of a hot take right there. It's gonna happen. One of these days, one of us is gonna drop.
It's more of a
curse word, but it probably won't be the F-bomb.
It's an endurance match between the two of us now.
It's a competition
because we're super competitive.
I've gotten very close.
I've
probably violated. Be fair.
Yeah.
But it's rent control is the reason why they could afford that.
It's still a stupid excuse.
Except
also,
that it was the actual excuse.
There's like one funny scene that I remember out of all of the episodes of Friends that I've ever seen, and that's where they do the who's the dumb one? Joey does like the opposite and wears all of the other dude's clothes. And
that was a really good episode.
Hilarious.
What about when he put a turkey on his head?
That clip was the funniest thing.
What about when he put a turkey on his head?
I don't remember that.
That was pretty funny.
Yeah, must not have been. Didn't make the highlights reel, did it? My parents used to watch that show all the time. Well, okay,
so sad with you.
Full disclosure, I don't watch TV, so I don't none of this stuff matters to me. I don't care about Friends. Friends is completely
leave a comment
overrated.
To say how right I am. You got take
I'm expecting
huge
amounts of hate for this.
No. Just take into consideration the arguments that we just made. He provided absolutely no fact, and I've actually quoted 4 or 5 episodes. Jury. I plead with the jury.
We should totally let the let the 3 viewers that watched
the one with the chair.
The one with the chair. Yes. That's the one. That's the only episode that I know. That is literally the only episode that I know.
So, I believe that I made a really good argument, ladies and gentlemen of the jury.
Scott wins. Look, Melissa, if that is your real name.
I do win.
Whatever.
All I do is win. Get out of here. State of the Union address. Now, this is You're right. He didn't argue why it's overrated.
Greg didn't even
because
argue
he doesn't know how to
overrated.
argue.
Oh, whatever.
You better come correct.
You can't even say it with a straight face. It's a show that went on way past its prime.
I agree. It went
way past the point.
2 seasons max.
Look,
maybe
always
3.
leave them wanting more.
No.
They came back for at least 3 seasons, 4 seasons longer than needed to.
No,
beating a dead horse down.
No. You want to talk about
there's
leave them wanting
nothing
more.
remarkable.
Leave them wanting more. The Sopranos.
Okay, for sure, The Sopranos. I hated The Sopranos.
Oh man, the way that they ended that.
I couldn't get through it. I didn't even care.
State of the Union messaging apps.
Yes, messaging apps are
Oh,
awful
they're
right now.
We're at 44 minutes, and I'm surprised by that.
That it's only 44 minutes, or that it's already 45 minutes.
That it's already 45 minutes.
Oh.
Because I thought this would probably take 45 minutes or whatever. mumble. State of the Union messaging apps. This is probably the big takeaway. I have some serious concerns about the state of messaging apps across all ecosystems. Android in particular, but that's because
I'm going to count the number of messaging apps.
Go
that I
ahead,
have
please
on my
do.
phone.
And as soon as I make my point and then he starts talking, I will count the ones that I have. Now, I want to set some ground rules for this State of this Union. State of this Union?
The state of this union.
Side note, I'm actually ordained, so if anybody needs to get married.
Wow, that was a random.
State of the Union, State of this Union, union between two people getting married.
That was a reach. Fine.
That's the words.
Yes.
Anyway,
Totally sure. Yeah.
I don't know. Me personally believes that Snapchat counts as a messaging app. Whether
Okay,
that...
so-
okay, go ahead.
If Snapchat counts as a messaging app, does I'm trying to think of like other ones that are kind of in that vein.
Well, hang on. So Instagram didn't used to be able
That's
to
what I
do
was
what
thinking.
Snapchat does now. So the whole message with Snapchat, everybody knows what Snapchat does.
Yeah.
That's a messaging app. You are messaging someone else a picture or a video,
Yeah. Okay.
and you can do that same thing in a text message.
Sure.
To me, that's a messaging app. It's just
So-
a different platform.
So yeah, I mean, I would agree with you specifically because not because of like the I can take a picture and put text over top of it, but because you can like text somebody within Snapchat.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
you can have a conversation.
You can have a text conversation that is ultimately erased if you choose, but that exists. To me,
I didn't
that's
know
a
you could
messaging
choose
app.
otherwise.
Yeah, you long press on the actual text,
Huh.
and it will save it. It turns it gray, and it will
News
save
to
it.
me.
Yeah, it saves it on both ends. The other person can't delete it. So if I save, like if you send me a
Yeah.
snap that says "I love you so much, Scott," and I save it, you can never delete that. I can.
I never would.
Lies. You should see my Snapchat. But again, then does Instagram count? And originally, Instagram didn't count.
Yeah, but it doesn't now. I feel like
I don't know.
I would say state of the union as it is now.
I
So,
see. Like
look.
I have trouble lumping Instagram into that.
Short and long of it is, there's way too many messaging apps.
Yeah.
There's way too many messaging apps, and more importantly, there's too many standards. So it ends up fracturing your community, if you will. Like your group of friends end up being split across a ton of different apps. So the most practical example of this that I can think of is the difference between SMS and iMessage. Because on Android, we're scrubs and we can't really participate in iMessage. Oh god. So my wife has an iPhone, my parents have iPhones, they can iMessage all day long, they can send videos to each other of the kids or whatever that's happening, and all the videos come through crystal clear, they're awesome looking. If I get included in that message, it instantly gets converted to MMS, so like a multimedia text message. The videos get compressed all to hell and back, and they
it's
look
awful.
terrible. Absolutely terrible.
Awful.
Absolutely terrible. Yet, conversely, Android does not have the ability to do iMessage type of thing.
I don't understand.
And to me, that's the biggest
Is it
problem.
locked? Like, is Apple just flat out said no? It must be on our phone.
Yeah, I would imagine,
It must be
yeah.
on our hardware. It's not just a phone. You can obviously get iMessage across the MacBook, and
Which is a
that's
whole other
thing.
story.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
a
yeah.
whole other problem.
So this is where I really, in my opinion, this is where Google failed
Hard.
big time.
Yes.
And I love Google. Please recognize I love Google. They had an opportunity with Hangouts. They really did. Now this has directly impacted the group of friends that we are in. There used to be a group chat that we had in Google Hangouts that it was like 4 or 5. I know of at least 4 that were in.
Yeah. But we had a bunch of different rooms or whatever you want to call it. But yeah, we had like 4.
Yeah, we had at least 4 in one of these, and we talked constantly. Like messaging all the time, funny jokes, memes,
Pictures,
GIFs,
GIFs, yeah.
GIFs,
Lots
not
of
GIF,
GIFs.
not GIF,
It's not GIF. No.
it's GIF. But that went away because quite frankly, Hangouts just stopped working well, or at all.
Well, on my phone, it would crash constantly out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Well, it basically started happening for all of us,
Yeah.
which made me wonder if it was like engineered obsolescence type of thing, where they're just like, yeah, we don't want people using this anymore. Break it.
I don't know. So then we switched to Allo, but one of the friends did not switch because he said verbatim, I don't want another messaging app. And
Which
I don't
is
blame him.
Super legit.
I do not blame him. But all of a sudden, that line of communication was cut off.
Yeah.
And now the communication has went straight in the crapper.
Yeah.
Not to say that it was a bad thing, like one.
No,
good
I
or
don't.
bad.
I don't
was
hold
like,
it against him. It's
No.
like it's literally a technology problem where you have not only did Google basically railroad people into having to switch messaging apps, but the option that you had to switch to didn't have the same features,
No.
which is crazy to me. Crazy
You
that you
almost
could.
went there.
Yeah.
Oh, you were real close.
Yeah. Well, it annoys me
almost
that much.
dropped.
It annoys me that much that I have to, as a customer, it's like, here's all of this. Like, I'm giving you my data, Google. Like, you're getting paid, if you will, right? So you get this data, and in return, we get the application. And then midway through, like, the development cycle for Hangouts, out of left field, they're like, let's go ahead and release other applications. So now you've got all these applications living side by side. You've got Hangouts living side by side, Allo, and then sometime after that they go, Hangouts is really more for enterprise anyway.
Which, the writing was on the wall with that. Like, it felt like the writing was on the wall for a while with that one. To me, it was like, we're going to make Hangouts more like Slack. And I'm like, that's great. I
But
love
they
that.
haven't done that yet.
That's a whole new problem.
Yeah.
So now you have Hangouts Chat, which isn't working yet.
Yeah.
Hangouts Meet, which is working and working well. And then Duo.
Yep.
And then Allo.
Yep.
And then Android Message.
And then Hangouts.
And then Hangouts, the actual Hangouts.
Yep.
That, like the consumer edition, I guess.
Yeah.
And that's just Android. That doesn't count iMessage, SMS, MMS.
Well, so
Carrier pigeon.
Android Message does SMS and
Oh yeah, right.
SMS, right? So I
SMS
would
and
lump
MMS.
all those under there, right?
Okay.
But iMessage for sure. Like we don't even get an option to participate there. As a matter of fact, I would pay for it.
go to iMessage.
I would in a heartbeat.
I would go to
iMessage would
iMessage.
fix my problems that I have with all the Android messaging apps, and I would pay for it too.
Here's what I want. So I think someone's going to come out and say like Telegraph or what's another one?
WhatsApp.
Yeah. I'm not really big on that.
I don't
So
care.
long story short,
barely care enough to do Snapchat.
there's probably an app that's out there.
Yep.
It's probably like Telegraph,
Yeah.
Telegram, whichever one it is. Telegram, I think. WhatsApp. Those probably will pull them together.
Yeah.
But I like the functionality of certain apps. Like, I love Allo.
Yeah.
I actually really, really like Allo a lot.
Yeah.
It's a great messaging system.
We use
it all the time.
we use the voice feature.
Oh,
like you can just
glorious.
record short voice snippets. We use that probably as much, if not more, than actually texting each other.
Android Message does that now.
Interesting.
Yeah. So what's the point in using Allo?
100% agree with you on that one.
the
That was
stickers, right?
my exact thought. Is like, why even? Mess
I don't
with
know
that?
why. I would love to see, and maybe they will, put SMS. I know it's an archaic system, but it still exists. Put SMS inside Allo. I'm sure they're going to do that. People say all the time they're going to do that. It's probably going to come at the same time that we get a desktop application,
LOL.
which that's going to be
That's
coming in a few
another thing,
weeks.
yeah.
Allegedly.
I was to say that was a few weeks ago though that we read that it was coming in a few weeks. So yet another thing.
I don't think the intent is not bad. They're not doing it intentionally, and I don't blame them. They want
Hang
to
on, it's not accidental.
Well,
Like, this
but
is
it's
part
not
of their
malicious.
strategy.
It's not malicious.
No, I agree that it's not malicious, but it's a part of their strategy, and I think
Yeah,
ultimately
I get
that's the problem is that their strategy doesn't make a lick of sense to anybody, as far as I've been able to tell.
Well,
that you have all of these different fractured, overlapping messaging apps, and none of them work on defaults per se, except for Android Message. So Android Message, I can send some type of a message. I can send text or pictures to anybody who has a mobile phone.
Yeah.
If I have Allo and you don't have Allo, I can't send you a message. I can send you a text message that says, "Hey, you should join Allo," but that's it. You know what iMessage does? iMessage can do native iMessage to iMessage, or if plebeians like us on Android get included, it just converts to text. You see what I'm saying? Like that, there is the problem in a nutshell to me with a lot of the Android products is their solution is, oh, let's just make a new app for it. Instead of going, no, what are the problems? It's an integration thing. And you and I have had this conversation 1,000 times about Google and their terrible track record for really following through with integration. If they would just stop and actually do the integration instead of going, let's just dump this product and create a new one, I think they would be able to get a lot more traction. And now they're backed into a corner where so many people are so tired of Google releasing a product, supporting it for 6 months, and then axing it, that no one's really jumping in with both feet into any product that they put out.
But not according to the downloads.
On Allo?
Allo and Duo have like Duo. Jason Derulo. They have like 10 million downloads each. I'm willing to bet.
Okay, fair enough, but what is the total market share of Android? Like, 10 million is not... That's a drop in the bucket.
Still, that means people are using it, or at least... Okay,
I get
take that back. People are downloading it, not necessarily using it.
Number one. Number two, 10 million is still a drop in the bucket. And number three, iMessage is native default on all iOS type of devices. It's just there. It's just done. It's baked in.
So how do you fix it? This, by the way, we are aware that Amazon recently just announced that they're going to do a messaging app, even though I haven't figured out exactly what it's supposed to be. It's called Anytime.
I guess. Is it going to run on their Fire phone? Because, like, the 4 people that have the Fire phone?
Fire. Let's see. Oh, as it stands today, there's no... Oh, this, by the way, this is from bgr.com. Not that I necessarily like to follow their stuff, but it's just something that's out there. It's called Amazon Anytime. Mm-hmm. It seems to toe the line between a traditional messaging app and a fledgling social network. So looks like it's a cross between... Anytime, a cross-platform that can serve as a one-stop shop for any and all types of social interactions. Specifically, the Anytime service is said to feature support for encrypting messages, video chatting, stickers and GIFs, photos and video filters, gaming, and more. That's
interesting.
That is Allo.
Yeah.
And iMessage.
Yeah.
iMessage obviously uses FaceTime. I don't think there's stickers. Do they have stickers on iMessage? I'm sure there's stickers on iMessage.
Somebody with an iPhone, tell me, do they have stickers on iMessage?
Does anybody know they have stickers? I don't have an iPhone.
Like, the one thing that attracts me about that, the one thing, is native end-to-end encryption.
We can do that right now with Allo.
How
can my voice
go?
You
sound like my daughter when she does that. High
It is end-to-end. It's end-to-end and incognito
native,
mode.
It's okay, but it's opt-in.
Yeah.
Right? So, I don't even use Android Message. I have completely foregone native Android Message and switched over to Signal, because if I'm talking to somebody who has Signal, first it'll do text.
So it's another messaging app?
It is another messaging app. Okay, so it is SMS, it is MMS, like normal. Okay, so there's the integration, the normal baked-in integration that just works by default if somebody doesn't already have the product. Mm-hmm. If they do have Signal, we can opt to basically exchange encryption keys, and now our entire conversation is encrypted end-to-end. No way to eavesdrop or anything like that. It is as secure as you can reasonably make communication in today's day and age. That
I like how you
should
put that.
be a default. Well, I mean, let's be real. If somebody wants to break into your stuff, they're getting in.
Yep.
But it's not about making it hack proof. It's just about making it really, really hack resistant. It's the exact same principle as why you lock your door. If somebody wants in your house, they break a window, they kick in your door, whatever. It's not about making your house burglary proof. It's about deterring the casual burglar. Somebody who's just going to walk up and say, like, oh, door's open.
I've been burgled.
Yeah. Burgled. Great word.
I've been burgled. I've been burgled.
But I don't see, like, the Amazon product. Like, that seems like first of all, it's a Me Too.
Everybody's doing a Me Too right now. It's like 2017, the year of Me Too.
Yeah, for sure. And I don't get... I don't know. I think that's going to go the way of the fire.
The hottest take, and I am so glad that I did not.
Just stomp the brakes pretty hard on that one.
So glad that I did not do what I was going to do. And I will tell you,
after
the show.
Yeah. Okay, can't wait for that.
Oh man.
I mean, if Amazon is going to do like some type of integration with, and I don't even know why it would matter, but like I'm assuming it's going to be somehow integrated with AWS because that's their cash cow right now.
Wow.
So like all the game stuff, they have game engines that run on AWS. They have AI, so Alexa or Lex is the actual AI. Alexa is the implementation of Lex, the AI. So they could have native tie-in to Lex via this app. The idea that you're going to build a social network, I think, is stupid. I think that is...
They already have a social network.
Amazon does?
Yeah. Think about it. What is this? What is a social network? Let's go to
The internets.
the internets.
Hey, listen to the
Define-
loudest typing in the world. And you might as well type like normal. Like this feeds into the review that we're going to end up having to do for this thing because the MacBook, you want an early insider's edition of what the
you wanna hear
review
what it
for the
is?
MacBook is going to be.
Ready?
Type normally. Ready? Go. That is not him bashing on the keyboard. That is just how the keyboard sounds.
Mm-hmm.
I hate that keyboard with
Keyboard
the
is-
passion of 1,000 burning suns. Hate that keyboard.
Dictionary.com defines social network as a network of social interactions and personal relationships.
Okay.
This is also the other is a dedicated website or other application that enables users to communicate with each other by posting information, comments, messages, images, etc.
So you're gonna pitch that Amazon.com is the Amazon social network, and I can very loosely see how you can say that because of the comments and yada yada yada.
Yeah, because it's comments,
Yep.
images, people giving advice.
I would
Buy this, don't buy this.
Yeah.
That's kind of developing a relationship. Like, oh, I see.
Yeah.
I see that Joan Smith, who has 14,000 reviews, that person takes time to review stuff. I'm probably going to give them a little more clout than somebody that has like a single review.
Okay. Do you have any relationship with Joan Smith now?
Yeah,
You have,
she's my Amazon guru.
okay, but you don't have a relationship with her.
As
Presumably her. I guess I don't know.
I don't know.
The fictional Joan, whatever you said her name.
Joan
Smith.
Amazon
Joan-
5-star.
Yeah. I mean,
Make her up. Amazon 5-star.
so I feel like the point of the social network is to cultivate actual relationships with people or bots, depending on which social network you're on.
Well, you are though.
You're not creating a relationship with a random seller or a random reviewer that you have on Amazon.
Yeah,
You're reading-
you are. You
I
are.
have-
I'm saying if you were to review something and I don't know you, but
Yeah.
you have 15,000 reviews, I'm going to say, huh, Bearded Wonder, it really does a lot of reviews.
How do you know my Amazon ID?
And so I'm going to trust that.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know you. It's the same thing with what we're doing on YouTube.
I guess
People
that's-
don't know us.
Yeah,
What's
right.
the difference? They don't have a personal relationship with us, but YouTube is a social network.
but
oh, I got you with that last one,
no,
didn't I?
okay,
Oh, son of a...
sort of, but like this is us basically putting out like who we are as people in our personalities, like likes, dislikes, stuff like that. That was loud. Like that's kind of the point of the live show is capturing the conversations that we have anyway. So
This is
people
the-
are slowly but surely, I don't know, hopefully, I guess,
Developing,
getting to know,
like-
developing a relationship.
Right.
But that's to me that's
But they don't
that's
know
a
us
different-
personally.
Agreed.
They've seen us only, what,
Agreed.
maybe 4 or 5 hours?
Agreed, but I'm also not advocating that YouTube is a social network.
YouTube is a social network. 100%.
I disagree.
How is it not?
Okay,
You are developing
Amazon-
a personal relationship. Look,
Okay,
every
hang on.
every
No.
Saturday,
Pump the brakes.
Okay.
Pump the brakes.
all right, we
because
have gone down a rabbit
We
hole, and
absolutely
I'm
have.
going to destroy you with this.
Oh,
Oh,
I
my
can't
God,
wait.
I can't wait.
Bring it.
Oh my God,
Bring
I
it.
want to punch you so bad in the face. Oh,
I want you all to know this is
This is
there's
as real as you
This
get.
is
This
really real.
I'm
Okay.
I'm agitated that you annoy me.
The point of YouTube is not social networking. It is not a social networking site. The fact that social networking happens on YouTube is secondary to the primary purpose of YouTube, which
primary-
is
what?
Which is a video site. The primary purpose of Amazon is a shopping. It is a marketplace. The primary purpose is not the social interaction. What is the primary purpose of Facebook? Besides Farmville, that's a dated reference. Nobody plays Farmville anymore. The primary purpose of Facebook
It's a social network.
Is the social networking aspect of it.
Yes, I'm not disagreeing with you there.
But you clearly
I'm
see that
telling
there's
you-
a difference between Amazon and Facebook. Those are vastly different things. They serve a different market.
The definition of social network,
Yeah.
a network of social interactions.
Yes.
And personal relationships.
That is
Dedicated.
not you are not cultivating a personal relationship.
Baloney.
You are not cultivating a personal relationship on Amazon.
Okay, hang on. I'm going to get to the Amazon and tell you why you're wrong there. But
No,
you can't,
I'm gonna get you.
you can't tell me 100% that you don't. There are some YouTubers out there you're like, that is a cool dude. I would love to like chill or hang out with him or some type of relation. Like,
MKBHD.
MKBHD.
Full disclosure. Yeah.
I watch
absolutely.
every single Saturday.
Yep.
I watch Dashy Games.
Yep. Dash is hilarious.
Hilarious
Yep.
dude. I love watching Dashy. I bet in my head I'm like, I bet he's a really cool dude to hang out with. Loud, and I'm loud. I bet him and I would go loud for loud.
My God.
And it would be hilarious.
Yeah. You would turn it beyond 11, the two of you.
I wouldn't
without
even
question.
care, and I would do it 100 times over.
Is that your like? I don't know. Like, which YouTuber would you like to meet, dead or alive? Like,
No. Like if I had to say, like, who would I? Oh boy, that's a good question. I don't know the answer to that one. Woo, man. I don't know. We'll come back to that one. I don't know if I have one. MKBHD's way up there.
It's either MKBHD or Linus Tech Tips for me. Linus Sebastian from Linus Tech Tips. Linus, here's the thing with Linus, and this is a total random aside. He portrays himself as kind of a wiener sometimes, but I would be very interested in meeting him to see whether or not the persona that you see on YouTube is the same as the man. You know what I mean? Like, you get him off camera in the office. Is he just a normal dude? Does he ham it up for the camera?
I don't know. Some people say yes. Some people say no. I don't know. I don't know.
Okay.
I
Anyway.
couldn't tell you. I don't even know where we're going.
Yes.
I'm
so
currently-
pushing the clutch, switching gears.
Where
back
were
to,
we?
We were talking about how Amazon is very clearly not a social network. Very clearly.
Do you have? Let me just ask some questions. Is it a dedicated website where people communicate with each other?
Okay, they do.
Do they post information?
Yes.
What about comments?
Yep, there are comments.
Can you message people?
I actually don't know that you can directly message other people.
Directly message. Oh, you're talking about users. I don't know the answer to that. You can definitely direct message the people.
The sellers.
Yeah,
Yeah,
100%.
got that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Do they put images and videos on there?
Yep.
So the definition
no,
of a social
hang on.
network says that it's a dedicated website for all of those things that I just listed.
Yeah. Okay. Now.
So I'm
no. Oh,
I am
no.
super confused as to how that's not a social
Pause,
network.
my friend. I would like for you to log into your Amazon account and upload a video.
I can on Sunday when my video review comes out for the Yi M1 camera. I 100% can, and you are seething.
As a reviewer, once you buy the product, you can.
You can put any review, I think.
I thought you had to have the product. You had to be a verified buyer.
Let's try it.
Or at least that's a category that shows up as
It
far
says
as like,
verified purchaser.
Sure.
That does for sure.
So what is the intent of posting
Hey, look,
that
you
video?
can buy an Echo.
I should do that.
You should buy an Echo. I'm
What
going to try
is
to
the-
review the Echo right now. I'm going to go down here.
Without having, you
I do not
you've never
own an
purchased.
Echo. I do not own one. Honestly, full disclosure.
You're gonna type this thing sucks. I know it.
No, full disclosure. I rarely review things, so I don't actually know the process of review. Oh, write a customer review. I can go out right now and I can write a customer review.
Okay.
And I do not own an Amazon Alexa.
Okay. So what is the point of that?
That would be a social network to let people know whether or not they should buy.
I love how you wedged social network in there. The point is it revolves around commerce. It does not revolve around.
It can't involve around commerce. I did not purchase that thing. To be part of commerce, one would have to purchase a good. I did not purchase an Amazon Echo, but I am giving information on the Echo
On a commerce website,
on Amazon.com,
which is
a website.
the world's largest e-commerce website. Defense rests.
Can't
Boom
because
shakalaka.
there is no boom shakalaka. I just told you.
No, it is not a
I
social
just
network.
read the definition of so. Look how high. Look at how high my voice is right now.
Not mutually exclusive though. That's the thing. They're not mutually exclusive things.
Why are people still watching the fact that you're still so wrong?
Oh, whatever. Whatever.
So we talked about how I'm right about Amazon being a social network, and this has nothing to do with messaging
You
apps.
can lie to yourself all you want to.
I don't lie to myself.
Wow, we were talking about messaging apps too.
Messaging apps.
So
What
the
is
short
happening right
version
now?
of it is that messaging apps are hot trash. And
Yeah.
Google has a long way to go to rebuild customer trust, customer satisfaction. in
Satisfaction. I wouldn't say trust.
messaging. I absolutely think trust.
Is that because you're still salty about the RSS thing?
I mean, that's one of many products that it's like, no, there's a lot of people that actually use this. But, and I get it.
What was
Look,
the one that
for
I
me-
did a video review on that they initially trashed? Like, they ended up just saying, oh,
Spaces.
Spaces.
Yeah.
That's because of Hangouts, though.
But again, like there's so many products that they create that overlap. They don't put it seems like. And if anybody from Google happens to watch this far into our dumpster fire of a live show, understand I want to be an advocate for Google products.
I
but
am.
when you have, I know you are. I want to be. I am not affiliated with Google in any way, shape, or form. I want to be an advocate for Google products. But when you have the iOS and the Mac OS users of the world that are like, yeah, but can it do X? And it's a very simple thing. It's a solved problem, the idea of having these level of integrations, and they can't do it.
And Jeff made a comment.
Okay, what you got, Jeff?
There's always money in the banana stand. And that, sir, is the exact reason why no company will make a consolidated messaging system. No one. It will never happen.
Because
I am
there's
going
always
to go
money
on
in
the
banana
record.
stand? I don't understand his point. How does that tie back to
on a
banana
second.
stands?
It has nothing to do with banana stands. Basically, I'm going to read between the lines.
Yeah.
Let me show you how this is done.
Okay.
I almost got slapped.
so
man,
bad.
I
was just
almost
gonna
got
say,
it.
Y'all want to see the first open palm, no baby powder slap to the face on our channel ever in the history. Yeah.
The fact of the matter is that no one wants to say, I will take an iOS person
Yeah.
and put it in my Amazon or put it in my Android. They just won't do that.
No person wants to say that, or the
so like
companies don't
if
want to?
if I'm Google, I would
Yeah.
want the people, but those people are worth money. Their data
sure,
is
yeah.
worth money.
Yeah.
And so no company will allow that to occur. The data is way too important to them.
Okay.
So they're going to continue to keep pushing out their stuff and say, I'll have 12 different apps, and then they'll just actually transform the data into a way where they have a profile on one whole person based on these 12 messaging apps.
Okay.
And so they have this super huge profile on this one person. And
Okay.
that's valuable to them.
I understand and I agree with you on the data is valuable aspect. Okay. The problem is Google doesn't control all 12 apps. Regardless of what we joke about, like Google has a lot of messaging apps, but
They
there's
control
not a
all of their
ton of them.
own.
For sure.
That's what I mean.
But Google also, like the idea that Google or that other companies don't want to release their messaging app on other platforms to like split up the groups or the audience or anything like that doesn't make sense, because Google has released Hangouts and Duo and Allo on iOS.
Oh, yeah, they're out there.
So I honestly,
Allo, Duo, Hangouts. Well, obviously not Android Messenger. That's specific to the device.
for sure. So that's a strategic plan right there. And to me, as I'm reading in between the lines of what that plan is, and the fact that Apple has not done the same, because of one of two reasons: either Apple doesn't want to, or Google won't let them. And to me, that means Apple understands that they have an incredibly valuable product, and the value is drawing people to iOS. And the flip side of that is Google doesn't want that product to appear on their store, because if they do, nobody's going to use, a lot of people are not going to use.
And that's the thing, is like,
Yeah.
they'll never say, like, no, iMessage will not be on the Android store, because then all of a sudden all that data goes back to Apple.
Agreed. And I think there's
100%.
going to be a ton of people
And
that
so
would defect. I would defect off of the
defect too.
Android stuff too to go to iMessage.
And so the other thing is okay, if that's the case, I'm going to continue to make an app over here. I'm going to use Google and Amazon. I'm going to say, I'm going to get them to adopt it. Because if they're diehards, or I make a good product, they will adopt. It may take longer, but they will adopt. And then they'll stay inside my platform, not only on Android, but they'll stay inside my app. I get all of the stuff that they're doing, and I'm going to hold their data. But I'm never going to allow Apple to do that, because the minute that I do that, all that information is within the app, which goes directly back to Apple.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing. It's like I defected and went to Allo from Hangouts. I still stayed in the Google ecosphere.
Hold on. Google railed you off of Hangouts and moved you to Allo. They basically gave you one out. You can either use text message or, and eventually, or we'll release this thing called Allo, and then you can jump ship over there.
And I did. But
no, I mean, I did too.
Right.
But
I also stayed with text messaging. We did SMS for a while, but what does that mean? Well, that still stayed on the Android phone. That still stayed inside the Google ecosystem.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, the app that you're using. I mean, the issue at hand, though, is SMS and MMS. Those are standards. Those are multi-platform standards.
No, I get that. But what I'm saying is like they knew that I stayed on the platform.
Yeah.
Outside of messaging, I stayed on the Android
Sure.
platform.
Yeah.
Had I defected and gone to Apple, then I would have been completely off the platform.
Yeah.
So they knew that I'll give you Allo, right or wrong, right now soon, but I'm gonna keep your stuff over here. And so they just continue to keep putting out these things, and I'm like, stop, don't do that. Like, but I also understand money. It's gonna always come down to money.
For sure. Yeah.
Always comes down to money.
The data, I think anymore. I think even the data is worth more than the money at this point.
Well, data is money though. Like,
but what I'm arguing is like
the data.
Right, but the value of the data itself, I think, is worth more than the dollar. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like
the potential.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly. So,
because you never know. Like think about all the stuff that they have from like.
From forever ago, man.
Well, not only that,
guarantee they haven't deleted any data that they've.
Why would they?
Yeah.
But the big issue, well, not the big issue, but the big thing is like, okay, now you have Google Assistant, which gives voice prompts.
Right.
If I were to say the keywords of
that thing.
Think
there's a being a jerk.
Yeah, I know. There's a recording of my voice inside my system, and probably a recording of my voice in all the other systems that matter. But that recording's there. What do they use that for? They use that for better speech recognition. Yep. All of a sudden, earlier this year at I.O., they talked about how the speech recognition is actually now better than humans, or some random thing that they said. It was like
90-something% accuracy in recognizing human speech.
Huge. Yeah. Because now, all of a sudden, they got... Well, how do they get that? They got that from listening to people. Data points.
Data. Yeah.
So they take that and they said, okay, I'm going to make this really, really good. Well, what can I do with this really, really good voice recognition? I can make Assistant better to get more data to do something else.
Yep.
And that's the point, is the reason why they don't have all of these things in one massive application. First of all, that application would barely run if that was the case. If there was one application that did all of those things, I don't know how it would be basically like an email app.
Well, I mean, first of all, none of that would be local processing. It would all be offloaded to the cloud. You know it. I mean, it would be like for your internet bill for your phone would go through the roof, because everything would have to go to the cloud. Everything.
But think about that. Like if I wanted to get an iMessage, I could have an iMessage that was actually an iMessage, and then an SMS. But at that point, so in my mind, if you're talking to somebody on an iPhone, you get an iMessage.
Yeah.
If you're talking to someone on Android, you get an Allo message. I would love to see an app that gives me that. That's it.
So still two apps,
or
one app, one unified app.
One unified app.
But it's like, oh,
that
hey,
gives
this
me,
is.
I recognize
an
this is an. I recognize that this is an actual Apple device.
Yeah.
It appears as an iMessage. I recognize this is an Android device. It appears as an Allo message. That would be really interesting, and if you can give me that inside of an app and give it to me on the web to where I can send an iMessage or an Allo message, I'll use both systems.
For sure.
I'll consolidate from everything down to one.
For sure.
Now, the next question is, what do you do with Hangouts? Because I still converse with people that are strictly on Hangouts. Do you make that another integration?
I mean, it would be awesome if they did, but I don't... If Google's intent is to make Hangouts enterprise only... I don't see it happening.
So here's my next question is, and I am not tech savvy, and you are way more tech savvy than me. Well, I can't say not tech savvy because I'm a tech channel. That probably came out wrong.
It probably did.
I'm tech savvy.
So you were saying that you're stupid.
I'm stupid. So the technical thing, I'm stupid, but yet somehow you can't beat me in an argument. So it's really strange how that works out. Anyway, so why? The answer is they don't they're not open is probably the answer. Is why
For
don't we have an API
Yeah.
that comes somewhere
Yeah.
that goes iMessage,
Yeah.
Allo,
Yep.
Hangout.
I can tell you right now, you hit the nail on the head with openness. It's because
No one wants to do that.
well, and this is where I said, like, even if Apple was willing to produce an iMessage app for Android, I don't think that Google would allow that on the store because of all that data going back to Apple, which at this point is a strong competitor for Google. So
I agree.
it's absolutely openness.
So
Absolutely.
what happens if we're developers?
Yeah,
Technically speaking, that's our app store name.
sure.
We're gonna
Let's
say
go with that.
Apple. I would like the API to iMessage.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure that does not exist.
If there is an API, so okay, almost everything has an API. Almost everything.
I'm sure
But-
that is not an API that they will give to.
For sure,
That
it
is
is
what I mean,
probably
yeah.
a very, very closed API.
Okay, so I want that,
Okay.
and I want the API to Allo, which
Yeah.
I'm assuming is going to be the exact same way.
Google, you probably have a better chance of it being an open, like you can probably do something with the API.
And then
If
the
there
same
is
thing
one
with
for Allo.
Hangouts. I would take Hangouts,
Yeah.
Allo, into one app,
Yep.
and I would be able to say, I have an app that can handle all of the messages that come in from
Yeah.
any Google device, any Android device. An Android device, I can give you an app that will put in Allo, Hangouts, texting, MMS.
Okay. We're not developers.
We are not developers, so I don't know if we can even do that.
No. I agree with you, but follow me on this line of logic.
Okay.
We are not developers. Okay. We are smart-ish, right? We're tech savvy. Okay.
Sure.
So the fact that you and I are having this conversation, not being involved in that world, for the most part,
Yeah.
tells you, or tells me at least, I read into that and say that that's an obvious solution, and the fact that that solution does not exist in any real form means that there's other mitigating circumstances, and they are more than likely business and or political. Not political like government, but political like in business politics.
My guess is it's probably because no one
Yeah,
wants to go to anybody and say, hey, we should open up all our APIs so somebody can make an app that takes all of our customers away.
Yeah,
That's not going to happen.
yeah.
Then just make it yourself.
It requires willing. Like, okay, I can create a thing, but if I'm going to tie into like if I have to reach into other systems, that requires openness on those other systems. Like, it has to be open here for me to be able to reach in and grab data.
No, I get that,
See
but
what I'm
like, I'm using Android as an example.
Yeah.
It's like you very clearly have it. It's your messaging app from Android Messages. It's your messaging app from Hangouts. It's your messaging app from Allo.
Yeah.
Then just combine them.
Look, that hits the nail on the head as far as I'm concerned with Google and the whole integration problem. It's like, why do they have so many different products that don't communicate with each other? And I think that with Google, at least, the answer is because they have so many different silos working on their own little things. Like every group at Google has their own idea of what is a cool way to solve this novel problem. And so they strike off on their own and they get funding for it and blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
I mean, in the environment that you and I work, we know how difficult it is to coordinate amongst, a large organization.
No, super easy.
Whatever. So you look at an organization the size of Google, and it's got to be, epically hard to try and get everybody on the same page, or to make sure that like you don't have two groups that are working on the same project at the same time. You know what I mean?
That. I guess I don't know.
It's frustrating because it is such a solved problem pretty much everywhere else.
And
Apple does not have that problem.
I just desperately want.
Yeah.
I just want Google to do it. Like,
yes.
I'm so tired of hearing people say like, "Oh, the messaging apps are so like." I know we've been arguing about it for 45 minutes. It's like, I'm so tired of the messaging apps being this way, but they don't have to be.
No, it's super frustrating.
And I want them to be because I want to be like, come to Android. We have all the cool things, and we have cookies.
We have cookies.
Hell yeah, we have cookies. Cookies? Dude, I'm on a diet.
All right, what else we got with messaging app? Have we beat this horse?
I would
thoroughly,
imagine. Dude, it's
thoroughly massacred this horse.
I don't know if this is a segment that's going to stick. It's definitely not going to be on messaging apps all the time. It's going to be a State of the Union on something else that always it's kind of like what grinds my gears. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
You know what really
That's a good
grinds my
reference.
gears?
That's the worst Peter Griffin impression I've ever heard. No.
Yes.
I got nothing.
Lies. This dude does a dynamic.
I do not. Anyway.
Hang on a second.
Yeah. What do you?
Hang
got?
on a
What do you
second.
got?
Hang on. Just
I
1 second.
have no
Just
idea
one-
where you're going.
1 second.
I have no idea where you're going. Copyright infringement. Also.
100%.
Yeah. Also, I'm not sure if I can say anything that would be appropriate for our channel. Real talk, that's why I'm not doing it, because pretty much every line that I have that I would use.
Everybody gets one. Tell him, Peter.
Apparently everybody gets one.
See? It's good. It's funny. There we go. Oh, my God. Derailed.
Oh, God.
Oh, God.
Thank
Really?
you for that. Yeah.
Oh, my God. What's
Anyway,
wrong with us?
you want to do the closeout?
Oh, no, I really want a pizza. My God.
Right.
Dude, I want a pizza right now.
Right now.
I forgot to eat dinner.
How dare you? I don't think I had dinner either. Matter of fact, did I have lunch? Yes, I did
Yes,
have
you
lunch.
had dinner. You ate Chipotle right over there.
Oh, yeah, I did. That doesn't even count. That's like late lunch. No, it's totally dinner.
It's totally dinner.
It's totally dinner. It was delicious, too, by the way.
I bet it was. How late are they open?
I don't know. Why don't you look that up? Okay, I'm calling
Hang
it.
on.
No,
Hang on.
you doing it? What do you got?
No, hang on. Oh, man, I almost wanted to do it where I said
I know. I thought
the
you were going to.
buzzword.
I thought
I
that
was
the
going to
whole
do
point.
it. I was going to do it, but I didn't do it. I'm checking what time Chipotle closes.
You can do that on the live stream. We'll leave these people hanging. They're invested now. They want to know. What time does
hang on,
Chipotle
Chipotle.
close?
What? Chiponia.
Why do you have Chippendale as your...
Not true, but...
Wham, wham.
Oh, they're up until 10! Will you go
Done.
get me dinner?
No.
Cool. Cool.
Well,
Anyway,
okay then.
thanks for watching.
Yep.
We'll have another live show next week, 7:30.
Same bat time, same bat channel. Well, about the same.
It'll be 7:30.
Yeah.
We're probably always going to do 7:30.
Hopefully.
Maybe we'll push it back to 8. I don't know. 7:30. Shoot for 7:30. I will make an event probably sometime on Wednesday because I'm lazy.
Yeah.
He doesn't do any of the administrative stuff. I do all the administrative stuff.
That's pretty accurate.
He does. In total fairness, though, he does a ton of IT stuff on the back end that I just simply do not do.
I'm also in the middle of remodeling my basement, a.k.a. future studio space.
I feel like I've crapped on you today.
That's all right.
I apologize. Would you like me to stroke your beard?
Would you? Would you please? I know you just want to like grab it
No,
and just
I was gonna
yank
do-
my
I was
face
gonna
onto the... There we go. That's so much better.
Lovely.
So I'm also in the process of remodeling my basement, aka future studio space. So I will also be doing a lot more once all of that gets done, and we can start to kind of switch up our recording locations and stuff like that, which I'm super excited for.
Reminder, tomorrow, I believe it's tomorrow. Tomorrow at midnight is the end of our giveaway. Google Home is right over there.
It is on the shelf.
It's on the shelf right there.
Yep.
It is ready to go to whoever wins, so make sure you check the description below
Yep.
for the Gleam invite. The Gleam link.
Yep.
Follow all that stuff. Like, share, subscribe, all that other jazz on the socials that you see that is right here.
In that vicinity.
In the vicinity of that MacBook. And as always, you guys are the best.
Yep.
We'll see you in a week.
See you.
See ya.